I have about 4 years left until retirement, and I'd really like to have $1 million in my 401k when I finish working. I should be able to achieve that if I save aggressively, but I also have a lot of debt. Should I focus more on paying off the debt or piling up more money in my account?
Okay, so here's the quandary is, do you invest more, compound that money, get the growth on the dollars to see a number? And again, $1 million is a nice number the first time you see that number behind your name or in an account. Becoming a millionaire today is not quite what it was, 20 years ago, but it's still a significant milestone, and we want to say kudos that you get there. However, when it comes to retirement's about income, Chip. How much income will you need? When you stop earning that paycheck here in hypothetically 4 years out, what will you need take-home pay to pay your bills, including your debts? Will your savings at that time, whether it's the million or shortfall of that because you paid down debt, what's going to be more important? Well, we would need to plan that out. We need to know what the interest is on that debt, how much of that debt is. Is it realistically that you could get that debt down? What is that monthly payment? And here's a simple rule of thumb. If you were going to take a 4 or 5% distribution on your retirement, assuming you're in your 60s, that would be relatively safe number, just to assume. So if you got $1 million, let's just use 4%. There's the old 4% rule. That'd be 40 grand a year in withdrawals that math says you might be able to take safely. Again, we can argue if that's safe or not, but how much debt payment are you talking about you'd still have if you went for the $1 million versus paying the debt? Is it $1,000 a month? Well, that's $12,000 a year. That's over 25% of that income you're going to withdraw. So you might be better off paying it down. But again, we got to figure out how much debt, how much interest you're paying, and then we can work the numbers out. But this is a great question. And this is why you want to work with an advisor who you pay, right, versus an advisor who gets paid to sell you a mutual fund or a variable annuity or something and only works commission, because they're going to tell you to buy the investment, right?
Well, we use the term fiduciary, and that's what you're talking about,
yes.
Right?
And so you could set up, again, perfect person for the report card to find out, because we're going to look at not only your assets, but your liabilities, and then help you align which one of those is more important. And we talk about on this show, I paid off a mortgage last year. I owed less than $100,000 on a house that's worth probably $700,000 at a 2.5% interest rate. I think it was 2.7, because it made my wife happy, not because it was a smart financial decision, at least in my opinion. But I had that money in a guaranteed account earning over 4.5%, but happy wife, happy life. So we can do the math, but then we also have to make the decision that's right for you.
All right. So the 4.5 was beating the 2.5 that you were paying in interest on the mortgage
in my favor.
But there are other considerations. It emphasizes what we see so often. It's not a one-size-fits-all proposition. For one person, the answer might be yes to this question, pay down some more debt. For another, it might be no, right along with that mortgage at 2%,
Correct. And it depends what's the payment, what's the cash flow that you have, do you have other resources? There's a lot of factors into it. Hey, if you're looking for more content like this, make sure you check out these videos, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll be notified when we publish more content that will help you retire smart. Thanks for watching.